I want to tell you what today actually looks like, not a highlight reel, okay? Just an ordinary Tuesday. So I wake up without an alarm, already ready for the day. Before I touch my phone, before the world rushes in, I open the Bible, I read, I pray, I sit with God before I become anything else for anyone else. And then I try to give myself a full hour of learning. So a podcast and a walk, something that just kind of fills my mind before I step in front of a camera. And it's like that 2-hour pocket is really sacred, not because it's always really deep or very emotional. Sometimes, honestly, scripture confuses me. Sometimes the prayer is short, sometimes it's clumsy, a lot of times. But I just show up anyway. Here's what I actually do in that time. I name the gifts, okay? Specifically, my husband, he still holds my hand when we go to sleep at night. My sons, who I adore. Morning light through the window. My coffee. I just make myself see the abundance before the day asks anything else of me. And then I just sit with whatever the word has for me that morning. And I try not to ask for things, just for movement, just mold me, just open my eyes. Let me learn from whatever this day holds. And then I get to work. That's a Tuesday now. And if you'd known me, not even 5 years ago, you would not believe that this morning is the morning of the same person. I just feel like the world looks a little brighter. And I know how that sounds. I'm trying not to talk like it's toxic positivity or pretending that hard things aren't hard. I'm just talking about just a genuine perceptual shift. So it's like someone just kind of turned up the saturation a little bit on the world around me. I feel like I notice more. People, details, just little small moments of beauty that I think I would have just walked past before, mostly because I think I was just too busy managing my internal storms. Yeah, whatever. Someone cuts me off in traffic and I just don't absorb it like I used to. I don't spend the next 10 minutes spiraling about it and what's wrong with people. I just have this thought kind of naturally now in those types of moments where I'm just like, oh, maybe I just need to slow down. Whatever, it's a moment, it's meant to pass. I let it. And that probably sounds really small, but for the woman that I used to be, the one that just absorbed every slight, every criticism, every fluctuation in the emotions of other people, I just feel like it's years of work that show up in the real little moments. The nervous system that I built in childhood was designed to take everything personal because the home that I grew up in, everything was personal. And healing, the actual ongoing everyday work of it, it's slowly, imperfectly, definitely not in a linear way, teaching my nervous system something different. And one is that not everything is about me. Things come, they pass. And I'm allowed to take up space now without apologizing for it. Here's the thing. Healing is not a breakthrough moment. It's just a Tuesday where you don't apologize for taking up space. Okay. So I think there's a version of this conversation that makes healing feel or sound like a destination that you arrive at. And I do not want to give that version because I still hear the old voices, the ones that say I'm not enough, the one that reviews conversations at 3:00 in the morning, the one that flinches when I get negative feedback. And the difference is now I have a name for it. And I have a small but real gap between that voice firing and what I choose to do next. Okay, it's just that gap. It really is. It's just that tiny pause that is everything. So the work of healing is not the elimination of old patterns. It's really for me just about building the pause, that fraction of a second that comes between the alarm firing and the old response running. And it's just in that little pause where I can make a different choice. And don't get me wrong, it's not always the right choice, but it's a choice instead of where before it was just an automatic reaction. Okay, I don't know, 7 years ago, I tried to build this channel. And I brought together a few other women, and I tried to do it as like a group. It was like an on-camera kind of podcast, a bunch of us together. And I kept telling myself, it was like, okay, collaboration is better, more voices, more perspective. But the truth was much simpler, far less flattering. I wasn't ready to do it alone. I just wasn't ready to go into that vulnerability by myself. So I tried to get other people to go with me. And I don't know, some of them just weren't interested in going that deep. And I got really frustrated with the surface level content that we were creating. And then I tried to put in different people. And then one of the producers for the show, he came to me and he begged me. He was like, just do a solo show. What are you doing? And I said, no. And I made up like excuses for why. But I had this voice that was running that was saying that I wasn't enough, right? I wasn't smart enough. I wasn't talented enough. I'm not worthy to do this alone. And I believed it. And so I let the whole thing go. I put so much work into it. But that was the old pattern doing what it was designed to do. It was protecting me from the possibility of being seen and being found wanting. But I'm sitting here now because I no longer believe that voice, okay? And it's not because it's gone totally quiet. It's just because I feel like I've gotten better at recognizing it for what it is. It's an old alarm system. It is calibrated in a very specific home by a very specific woman for a specific purpose that no longer applies to me. So today, I've just chosen to, sit down and do it anyway, despite all of the fear. So people sometimes will say, well, I don't get it. What changed? And I can point to the morning practice, right? I can point to therapy and the work that I've done on that end and just the accountability that I've taken for things. And I can point to my relationship with my husband and my sons and just the slow accumulation of evidence that, oh, look at this. I'm still here. I'm surviving. I'm thriving. I'm worth knowing. But there was a specific moment. It was a prayer, and it was a prayer that was different from anything that I had prayed before. And it was a full confessional. And I started just unleashing all of the shortcomings, mistakes, every person that I could think of that I had hurt, every version of myself that I was so deeply ashamed of. And I didn't soften any of it. I didn't hold anything back. I just brought all of it, the guilt, the shame, the patterns, the failures. I was bawling and I just laid it down. And I didn't ask for anything other than just transformation. I was like, please, just make me better. Just make me stronger, make me worthy. And something happened. I don't know if there's adequate words to even explain this, but it was like I felt this love that was just completely unlike anything I had ever felt. I didn't earn it. It wasn't conditional. It wasn't dependent on performance or facade or the carefully constructed version of myself that I have presented to the world for 55 years. It's not all of me. It's every confession, every unfinished part of me. And that love it just stayed. And it's like, that was just so new. It just had never happened like that before. And from that place, from feeling fully seen, fully accepted, and without having to be anything other than exactly what I was, where I was in that moment, I just felt like something shifted. I don't know. And it's not like it happens overnight. And it wasn't like a complete thing, but it was really genuine. Like all of the healing that felt impossible actually felt like something I was allowed to receive. The work that I had been doing for years actually started to stick in like a different way. And the voice that was just always telling me I was unworthy, unlovable, it got quiet. And as I was going through the healing, I just felt like the weight lifting. And then, I don't know, something else emerged. I don't know, a calling? I don't know. But I was at church and they were calling for volunteers for this foster youth camp. And I did it. I signed up and I sat with those kids and I recognized something in them, bewilderment of children trying to survive in a world that's just not built for them. And I was like, oh man, I've been there. I've been that kid. And I understood that the healing wasn't just for me. I have a story. I feel like it's a really powerful one. And I feel like for so much of my life, I was really deeply ashamed of it. I was hiding it. I was performing over it. I was building the most convincing facade I could over it. And I just no longer feel that way. Because here's what I can see now that I couldn't see from inside all of that pain. It really is all going to be okay. And I know that, not because somebody told me, just because I'm standing on the other side of it. And man, the view from here, man, it's genuinely, honestly, beautifully great. And I just think about every version of myself along the way, the 14-year-old on the kitchen floor, the 20-year-old who was broke and afraid, the 30-something that felt so unworthy of my own children's love. I just want to go back and hold space for every one of those versions and just sit down next to that version of me and just say this, I know what this weight feels like. And not because someone told me, but because I'm you, I lived it and I know it gets better. I know that you get better, that there's so much beauty waiting on the other side of all of this. And I wonder if that message could just reach one other person. What if I could spread that here, just one episode at a time? I feel like we need more voices getting honest and helping us connect and giving testimony to the beauty that is on the other side of pain. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what healing actually looks like. It looks like a Bible for me, the one you reach for before you reach for your phone. Criticism that lands, but it doesn't become the verdict. Walking into a room without feeling like you need to make yourself smaller. It looks like work that you choose because it's yours. And it's a man who reads every word you write. It's sons that are full of such forgiveness and love and just so much fun to hang out with and talk to. And a best friend who orders the sangria. It looks like just hearing that old voice and just being like, I'm going to talk back to that voice. And you still feel the old pull, but you choose differently. You still have hard Tuesdays, but you also know that they're going to pass. So the woman that I am now, the person that survived all of that, I'm what grew out of that. I that's beautiful. And not as performance, but just as presence, brainy, not as armor, but just because I'm genuinely curious and bubbly. And not as a mask, but as the real texture of a woman who just finally feels free to just kind of take up space. I am Deb Gorbenko, and this is Beauty, Brains Unbubbly, Uncorked, and I'm just getting started.